always do.
Make sure that you don't hear the echo.
It's not so much hear the echo, it's mainly just make sure everything's running correctly. That's what I always use my phone for. Alright, I'm fine. You talk?
Yeah. What's up?
Ooh, you have a little bit of an echo.
Fuck off. Hold on, let me if I voice isolation. I change my main setting.
Maybe put like headphones in, maybe?
I can try that. Let's see. Wanna fucking connect.
It was fun last time.
Bye. The
What?
I can't tell if it's because it's like
Yeah, it's still kind of screwed. Just do whatever you did last time.
I'm doing what I did last time. That's the thing.
That's weird. It's still like very heavily echoing.
Fuck. Gotta be something. Oh, now it changed. How is it working?
Oh. Hold on. Nah, it's still...
Oh, what the fuck? Change my tripods. Change my microphone settings. What do you do?
I have no idea. I'm gonna start the show. Maybe mute yourself and try to figure it out on your end.
Okay.
Alright. And start. Here we go. Hello, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first match of the brand new, newly bought NXT. Tonight's matchup, we start with the NXT Championship qualifying match with this man, the veteran, the Viper, Randy Orton. This man, a multi-time world champion, now looking to cement his legacy in this brand new NXT bought by the man himself, Jonathan Cena. And now he looks to capture the gold. He must go through a championship qualifying match, and he will have a chance to face the other competitor at Backlash. Then we will crown a multitude of champions, but right now we are focused on the prestigious NXT Championship. This is a championship that Randy Orton's never won. Yes, Randy Orton has fought in the old NXT for a handful of matches to help out his good longtime mentor Triple H, but now he has all on his own. He is a part of the Gold brand. He must now try to fight for himself. And now, the phenomenal one is here. AJ Styles, the face that runs the place, now looking to capture a belt that he's never won. This is going to be huge for him. This man, he's shared the ring with Randy Orton a multitude of times, so now it's only a matter of time to see who comes out on top to face for this very prestigious championship. This match is now underway. The very first match of the brand new NXT, as the Viper running on in with no time, delivering some hurt to AJ Styles. These two men are very familiar with the way that they fight. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see who gets the upper hand, with AJ getting in a reversal, getting in some power to the Viper, working on his arms and his upper body, which is a very smart tactic to try to work, because without that upper body he will not be able to get up for the very signature RKO. Now working on the legs as well. AJ trying to very much make a name for himself, trying to make NXT the house that he will now build, as Randy now getting able to have some momentum in this matchup, going for a cover very early on, surprisingly, and only a 1 count. AJ over the top rope. AJ able to counter, get a strike in, but Randy meeting him, going for rope straight to the throat. Randy, AJ, these two are very going hand in hand. Being sent, and a snap suplex. Oh, sorry about that. AJ. Jesus Christ. Now, Randy, Jesus Christ. These two men fighting. Oh God, Randy now getting the shots to the midsection with a clothesline to boot. Randy obviously needing to get, he tried to go for that knee straight to the skull, but AJ getting out of the way and now sending him to the ropes. No, he's not. A nice misconception from the Phenomenal One. The big question that everyone else needs to be asking right now is who is going to get their move first. It is the Phenomenal Forearm, the Styles Clash from AJ versus the RKO from Randy. Whoever gets it first will easily put the other away and be one step closer to the NXT Championship with a Calf Crusher, but a rope break from Randy with the other foot straight onto the bottom rope. But I think AJ may be looking for what I just said. He may be looking for the phenomenal forearm, but he doesn't. AJ with a very big misconception, trying to very much shock the fans. But now Randy capitalizing on that newfound opening. What is the Viper planning to do to his prey right now? Oh. And a DDT. Randy going to the other side of the ring. What is he planning to do? Running to AJ and sending him to the outside. He's getting the crowd riled up right now as AJ gets back in the ring, being met by Randy, but a counter from AJ, but a miss. Randy countered as well, and now he's planning to... What a slam to AJ. These two are absolutely breaking each other in half in this matchup. Randy getting AJ up, but AJ countering with a back slam. What is AJ planning to do now? Jesus, straight onto the skull of Orton. And I think AJ may be looking for something big soon. With the knee straight to the skull, wearing down, trying to give this man a concussion, which we are not all for. I may be correct in assuming that either AJ's either trying to bust Randy open, and that's exactly what he does. And now setting up for the phenomenal forearm, and he gets it. The phenomenal forearm, will that put Randy away? Blood is gushing from his skull, and a kick out at 2. A kick out at 2. Orton is still in this, and now a clothesline straight to Styles' neck. And now Orton seeming unfazed from that bust open. And the plethora of shots to AJ's skull, trying to get him back for the bust open. And an RKO! Will that be enough? It's right near the end. And got a rope break. The RKO was all for nothing, thanks to the rope break from AJ Styles. AJ Styles getting back up. Getting Orton back up as well. What's going to happen here? A calf crusher, and it is set in. It is set in. Orton is in the calf crusher. Will AJ be able to make the Viper tap? And no, he is not, and Orton got out. Jesus Christ, and a DDT from Orton. These two have absolutely put each other into hell, but yet again, I say this over and over, they know what's at stake. The NXT Championship is something that both of these men want to be the inaugural champion for this new NXT, as Orton now doing the rounds. And there it is, to finish the one off the skull. Will that be enough to put AJ away? And a kick out at 2. Jesus Christ. From the Lord above, these two. What a match to start off this NXT. A pun kick from Orton. That has to be it. But a rope break again from AJ. But now AJ's busted open. These two men are fairly even in the amount of pain that they have brought themselves, as Orton going to the top rope. This is not a usual sight for Orton, and he gets the shoulder straight into the back of AJ. Will that be enough though? And a kick out at 2. Who the hell is going to put the other away? These two must be going into their big bag of tricks to try to put the other away. Dodge from AJ. What is AJ planning to do? Orton. Oh, seemed like Orton was about to capitalize, but AJ was able to catch him. Both of these two are multiple. And Styles, actually, no, never mind. Styles Clash. Styles Clash connects. Styles Clash connects. Will that be the end for Randy Orton? And it isn't! Randy Orton is kicked out of both the Calf Crusher and the Styles Clash. What does AJ do now? Jesus Christ, him kicking the skull of the bleeding Orton. Hitting the plethora of strikes. And a Pele kick to boot. What do these two do now? Orton able to catch him. One of them has to be running a little bit lower than the other. Oh, here we go, waiting for this. The vintage Randy Orton. There we go. Orton has to be hearing voices in his head at about now. He has to be looking for it. Oh no, he's looking for the punt kick again. Well, and a rope break again. AJ's been reading up on Orton's playbook. He has to know what Orton's doing and how to counter every single move to get that rope break. Orton absolutely furious, now going out into rage. But I think AJ is finally able to capitalize on that rage. And now looking for, oh, I think he was going for the phenomenal forearm, but no, a drop kick straight to the skull of Orton. These two have to be getting close. AJ capitalizing. But Orton getting him up onto the shoulders with another rope straight to the neck of Styles. These two multiple world champions. And now that age, that amazing veteran experience for both these men are playing out for this match right now. AJ, no! Orton able to capitalize, able to reverse that move from AJ Styles, and now continuing the punishment straight to the skull of the Phenomenal One. Oh, Orton now looking for his plethora. And what is he planning to do? There we go. Orton, what is he doing? Working the skull again. I believe that it does make sense because once Orton hits the RKO, it practically makes his opponent pass out. So basically wearing that skull down is a very, 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 very strategical move from the man. And that's exactly what he's doing. AJ trying to reverse his moves but came up a little bit short. Missing the knee to the skull, however, AJ has a chance to reverse it all. And he does. Jesus Christ. And a roll-up pin from Orton. A roll-up pin from the Viper. Getting it at a 2 and a kick out at AJ. What is he planning to do? And an arm drag from Phenomenal One. What is he planning to do? Coming up a little bit short. And an RKO from Randy Orton. That has to be it. And it isn't a kick out! A kick out from AJ! The first move that Orton was able to do without a rope break, and AJ kicks out. And now he was trying to capitalize on that newfound, and he still does. What does AJ do now? Oh, I thought he was sending him to the outside, but no, a very big plant onto the skull of Orton. What was AJ trying to do there? Going to the outside of the ring. I think he knew that he was too far away, but Orton again. What is he doing? No. Oh, straight to the outside, straight to the pavement for AJ Styles. His back must be in agony. Them now on the outside of the ring near the NXT Universe. Oh, Jesus Christ. AJ now able to capitalize. What a absolute grueling match to start off the new NXT. Oh my God. What is he planning to do now? And a hip toss from Styles. What is he looking at doing here? He has to be close to being putting Randy away. Sorry, my mistaken. Oh, here we go. I think this might be putting it away with a phenomenal forearm to the Viper. Is that it for the first match of the new NXT? And it isn't! What the hell? This has been almost 20 minutes of absolute anger, and AJ feeling it, going for another phenomenal forearm connecting. Is that enough to put him away for the 3 count? And it does. Mr. AJ Styles moves on to Backlash. What an absolute plethora of moves from these two gentlemen. These two went to absolute hell and back to try to win this match. You can see some of their best fails and successes at wearing each other down. But now we know the clear winner. Congratulations, AJ Styles. We will see him at Backlash to determine the new NXT champion. Congratulations to the Phenomenal One.
Okay.
Oh gosh, we're back for now tag team competition, and we are met. It is time. It is now NXT's Judgment Day. The team of Damian Priest, Finn Balor, accompanied, like I said, Rhea Ripley. This is again another qualifying match, this time for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Now these two men, led by Finn Balor, these two men have definitely ran the WWE by hookshot, absolutely leaving no one in their wake, accompanied to the ring by the monster herself, Rhea Ripley. Someone else who will possibly get a NXT Women's Championship shot down the line. But now we're worried about these two, the Archer of Infamy, Damian Priest, and the Prince, Finn Balor. And I'd like to welcome at this time, he may be a little echoey because we are still getting our equipment done. This is our first show of NXT. I would like to meet the man himself, a current competitor, but he has agreed to do commentary. I'd like to welcome Mr. Jay Scald.
Oh, thanks for having me on.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you. It's an absolute pleasure to have you right here at the commentary desk. But now you will have your chance to fight in the ring. But right now we're worried about the tag team championships. And these two men are now facing the absolute pop sensation, Hit Row. So you've had some chance to look at these people backstage before the show actually started. What is your kind of evaluation for these men, for these teams coming into this NXT Championship, Tag Team Championship qualifying match?
Well, right now, if you look at overall individual experience, you see that Judgment Day has a lot more individual experience, but not as much experience as a team. But Hit Row has much more experience as a team, which can play into their favor.
That is very true. Them joined by their manager B-Fab. These men are definitely not from they're very, very well known for their tag team success in the original WWE's NXT, with them obviously teaming with a man who's not here with us today, that being Isaiah Swerve Scott. But they do not undermine the fact that they are really good as a tag team. These two are very, very good together as one. But will they have enough power to take down a threat, like you just said, like Judgment Day? That is the question. These two teams know what's at stake here. These two move on to face another team at Backlash. We've had an absolute banger to start the new NXT with that match with Randy Orton and AJ Styles. I'm guessing you saw it from backstage. It was a very big match. The other question
Great
is,
match from both AJ and Randy.
Yeah, exactly. Will this match or succeed that first match? Let's find out right now as the match is now underway. Damian Priest now actually getting fairly clotheslined. He's the big man of the Judgment Day. So the question is, will he be able to capitalize on that power? But it seems not, as he's getting absolute drilled from all sides. Oh, jeez. Tagging in Top Dollar very early. Adonis now watching on as Top Dollar and Damian Priest go at it. Now Damian Priest with that power. He is known for absolutely delivering that kind of power to an opponent. Case in point, see his United States Championship run about a year or so ago. But now that does no good for him. Now he has to deal with two people. What is your thoughts on the future of Damian Priest here in this new NXT?
Well, I know that the higher-ups in NXT are a big fan of Priest and what he's able to do, so I'm curious to see how he doesn't just do in the tag division, but how he does as a singles competitor, potentially going after North American later on.
Ooh, a nice call-out from Mr. Jez Gold. And now as he tags in the leader, Finn Balor. I was going to say, you looking on here at the commentary desk, yes, this may be a very interesting thing to commentate, but something to kind of flock your mind is the fact that you might very much be standing in the ring with these people later on in a future show, because, let me remind everyone at home, he is not only a commentator, but he is also an in-ring performer for NXT, being called up. Your past, your history is something that I could talk on ages for, but now we're here, the new NXT, as Adonis just destroys Finn Balor with a DDT. So any of these men could very much share the ring with you down the line. Is that something that you will be scouting very much while you're here at the commentary desk?
I mean, I feel like when you're in the ring for so long, scouting just kind of, you can't help but scout a wrestler when you watch it, even if you're on commentary.
Yeah, that is very true, as now Damian Priest gets tagged back into this match against Adonis. The Adonis. But now the absolute Archer of Infamy now laying waste to Adonis with these strikes. But what is he planning to do? A springboard, but comes up a little bit short. And Adonis now capitalizing, but now being able to tag in Top Dollar. Top Dollar being the big man of Hit Row. Yes, it may be a little bit disappointing that B-Fab is not a wrestler, because it could be very possible that Top Dollar and the Adonis could very much capture the NXT Tag Team Championships, but it is unfortunate that B-Fab won't be able to be a contender for the Women's Championship, unlike Judgment Day. If those two, Damian Priest, Finn Balor, win the Tag Team Championships, it's very possible that Rhea Ripley could also capture the Women's to hold almost all the gold in the new NXT, as Top Dollar and slams the Prince straight into the canvas. Might I remind everyone that the reason that this new NXT is possible is thanks to our new CEO, John Cena, superstar turned actor turned absolute megastar, now turned to a new CEO of a company. It is very, very grateful to have him as a boss. As now Damian Priest gets tagged in again. I mean, how did a cover from Damian? I was just about to ask Mr. Gold here. How was the recruitment process for you? Because I know that Cena is a very kind of a formal man. He made a call to every single person individually, asking them to come aboard his new project. So how was that? How was that exchange for you, being called on not only as a superstar but as a commentary member?
It was surprising because I wasn't expecting to get the call from John, especially. I wasn't expecting to get a call at all, but from John was not what I was expecting. But it really made me decide to come here because he wanted that to happen so much that he called me individually.
Yes, it's very nice. Right now, Mr. Gold, I'm sitting next to, a multiple-time Intercontinental Champion, former 5-time World Champion, 8-time Tag Team Champion. So I expect good things for you, but it's also just really happy for you to be sitting here across from me.
Of course it is.
Of course, now Damian putting these two away. These two have actually had some very close falls. That's our little squabble, having a lot of 2 counts. But the real question is who's able to put who away first. As from what I've heard from multiple different superstars like Dolph Ziggler, Ember Moon, the Rated R superstar Edge, tag team matches are very, very different than normal one-on-one matches. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot more to think about. There's a whole other team member that you have to take down, but fortunately, you have a complete other team member to work with. So it is a very interesting thing. And not to mention that we also have the 2 managers ringside. We also have the Rhea Ripley and B-Fab Factor to work in. These 2 could very much get involved and cost the other team everything. Damian Priest looking for his power bomb, and he gets it. Jesus Christ, going for a pin. Top Dollar able to break up the pin. Thank God for that. Jesus, Damian absolutely. Oh, jeez. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, God. These 2 have absolutely laid waste, but now tagging in Mr. Finn. I was just ask, what's your thoughts on Finn Balor? Because I know that you 2 have crossed paths a few times in the past. You fought in Japan, then you were able to go toe-to-toe with him in NXT, the first one. But then upon your leaving to AEW, you kind of, you stayed connected, but you also, at the same time, were not that kind of friendly, connected, as he goes for the shotgun drop kick. Like, what are your thoughts on the Prince?
My thoughts on him is that we were never friends per se, but it's the kind of relationship where you have a certain level of respect for someone that you may not have for other people in the locker room. Is what I have for Finn, because I respect his abilities. I respect what he's able to do.
Oh, jeez, and the double team from Judgment Day. So you respect him, but you're not friends with him. Is that what I'm getting at?
No, I wouldn't think so.
Okay, that makes more sense. I was going to say, out of everyone because you've seen the lineup of everyone who's been added to this new NXT, who would you say is your closest ally, who your closest friend is amongst all the roster?
I mean,
it's a hard one to think about.
It's a hard one to think about. Someone who I have had
South of Heaven,
who I have crossed paths with.
And a kick
but I
out
would say
to, yes.
Shinsuke.
Shinsuke?
Also from New Japan. Me and Shinsuke have that same kind of working relationship, high level of respect, but, to a higher degree than what I have for Finn.
Okay, that makes sense. Obviously, you shared with the ring with him as well, so it's very possible that we could see that again in this new NXT. But as we were talking, Top Dollar got really close to being pinned by Damian Priest with the South of Heaven now getting tagged out back to Finn Balor. So I know that this is something that we were going to have to talk on commentary about, so I might as well get this out of the way for you, Mr. Gold, is that there is one man on this roster that you absolutely, utterly despise. That being another newcomer. Another newcomer. So we've had a few people come in with that are from relatively indies or not many people know about. Their time in history was kind of rubbed away, told people that they didn't matter. So there was a person that you once tagged with a lot of time. He was a very big contributor to your 8-time title reign as NXT champion, tag team champion, that being Liam Rogers. So, the very man who cost you a lot of your career, injuring you at a AEW World Championship match. So now sharing a roster with him once more, how does that make you kind of feel in that regard?
Well, I mean, if we were to end up in the ring, I'm not worried about it. He injured me and I still won the match.
That is true.
So
I just want to make sure if I have to make a higher up to Cena, seeing if we have to make that an unsanctioned match for you.
Perhaps.
Very good words from Mr. Gold. Is now Finn getting his absolute head kicked in, now bleeding from the skull, and now Rhea Ripley trying to distract Mr. Tony. It's now AJ going for... No, not AJ. Finn going for a roll-up and almost getting the 3 count, but now both members of Hit Row now falling to the canvas. Finn Balor, a former NXT... he was actually a winner of the very first Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, so he is very familiar with the tag scene. So it's only fitting that he would probably be the favorite to bet on when it comes to this matchup. However, Hit Row is very, very notorious for pulling wins seamlessly out of nowhere as Finn attacks Top Dollar, sending him to the outside. But now, Tony's now capitalizing, hitting that bleeding skull of Finn, looking for something big. What is he looking for? And the super kick straight to the skull of Finn Balor. Is that enough? Damien breaking up the pinfall. That's something that we're probably going to see a lot of in these tag team matches, is the tag member not in the match breaking up the pin. They are very, very, very clear on making sure that no one loses that match. But now Finn taking out Top Dollar with all of these kicks straight to his legs and midsection. Oh god, that was a very unique move from Finn Balor, hitting Top Dollar in the corner and yet still hitting Atonis in the outside of that shotgun dropkick to Top Dollar. Will that be enough? But B is right there. Rhea Ripley getting excited outside the ring. Well, I don't like to call her this, but a lot of people do. She is still known as the mommy of professional wrestling. But I don't know how I feel about that. Oh god, these two going at it again. I have another question for you, Mr. Jace Gold, as we are almost at the end stretch of this matchup. Out of all of the championships, I know which one I think you're going to answer, but what championship do you have your eyes on going into this new brand?
Well, I think the obvious answer is the NXT championship, but I'm not against taking a look at North American, getting back into things. It's been a while.
Oh yeah, that makes a lot more sense. As the Atone is now pinning the breakup from Damien, makes very much sense. And also, a lot of people would be scared going for the NXT Championship now, seeing the absolute bloodbath that AJ Styles and Randy Orton put on the start of the show. So it does make a lot more sense for you to go for North American, seeing as, like you said, you're a little bit worn out in the ring. It's time for you to kind of put your all your coins into one basket one more time. And once again, we will crown, in our main event, we will crown a brand new NXT North American champion. So that's something that you can very much keep your eyes on. And you, is sitting right next to me, will be right there, right at the side of the ring to see who wins that. Maybe you might give out a warning shot, who knows? I'd very much like to see that.
We will see. Depends on who wins. Depends on how they're feeling about things. How they want to take their victory.
Finn going to the top rope. Coup de grace! Top Dollar, but now getting back to his feet. Will he be able to break up the pin in time? And he does. That could have been it for Judgment Day. They could have actually won their qualifying spot, but now Finn taking out Top Dollar. He's now rolling out. What does he do to Atonis now? Back to his feet, sending him into the ropes. Them getting a little bit of a collision. Atonis probably still dazed from the coup de grace, but Finn not wasting no time, continuing his punishment on him. But now, I thought he was about to tag out to Priest, but now he's going for the top rope again. Maybe going for another coup de grace, but no, a knee straight to the rib cage. Oh god, what is he planning to do now? And a neck buster straight to the skull on the very end of the ring, Judgment Day side of the ring, and Top Dollar still gets there and takes the pin. Finn constantly going to the ropes, and a coup de grace. Another coup de grace to Adonis, but Top Dollar's right there to stop the pin at 1. That could have been it if Top Dollar was taken care of from Priest. But another coup de grace! Finn is wasting absolutely no time taking him out, and he kicks out at 2. 3 coup de grace straight to his stomach, and he kicks out. Oh my god. That is amazing. I understand what Cena saw in all of these people upon hiring all of them for the new NXT, and might I say, and I think Mr. Jace can agree on how amazing this new set looks for the new NXT.
Looks good.
Very good. He's definitely taken out the big dollars.
He's definitely gone all out to make things look way more professional than they have in the past.
Yes, and I may point out, and a super kick from Adonis. I may point out that through the purchase of NXT, not only did he get all of the NXT pay-per-views that we will be seeing once a month, but he was also able to score some of the bigger ones, such as Royal Rumble, Clash at the Castle, and WrestleMania. So we will be very, very, very excited to see all of those big shows come into fruition. Not to mention, in a handful of months, we will see Money in the Bank. We will have a men's and women's Money in the Bank match. And for those people who don't know what the Money in the Bank ladder match is if you win that match inside that briefcase, you have a contract. That contract expires in 1 year, where you can cash it in for a championship match anytime, anywhere. That being very, very early on will definitely be something that a lot of these contenders will have their eye out. People like Shinsuke and Finn. People like you, very much. You, Mr. Gold, could very much be in that matchup. So it is only a matter of time until we get there.
Maybe I will be. I have a history with ladder matches. Wouldn't be my worst bet.
That is very true. Damien Priest going for a pin, but Top Dollar is just sliding in, saving every single pin. But I think it's about time that he actually gets put into this matchup, as both members of Heat Row now sent to the outside. B-Fab watching in absolute horror as the two men are just dazed outside the ring. What are they gonna do? The legal man now back inside the ring, but Damien Priest making sure the Top Dollar stays down. But now he sends back into the ring to meet Adonis, and a south of heaven. Could that be it? And it is the winner of your first NXT Tag Team qualifying match, Finn Balor, Damien Priest, the Judgment Day. What a match that was.
Great effort from Judgment Day, good effort from Balor, and in respect to Hit Row and their efforts that they have put on in this match.
Definitely.
There's no shame in the way they lost, especially after taking the 3 coup de grace in a row and still kicking out, but it just wasn't enough against the more experienced individuals.
Yes, congratulations to Judgment Day. Now, we go on to our next match. Sorry for not sharing screen, dude.
I had to watch the stream to keep up.
Oh, good, oh, good. And now, welcome back. Now we have our very first women's qualifying match for the NXT Women's Championship. And now, speaking of former women's champions, the conversation when it comes to NXT starts and stops with this woman, the cage fighter, the ace, the queen of spades, Shayna Baszler. She, I believe, holds the longest reign with I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, 450 days as NXT's Women's Champion, being toppled up by a woman that we saw earlier tonight, Rhea Ripley. But now she looks to capture that title once more in a tables match of all matches. I mean, you've been in the same locker room as Shayna. Can you give some insight about what a work ethic is when it comes to professional wrestling?
I mean, she comes from an MMA background, and people who typically come from an MMA background take things very seriously. You see them warming up before their matches in a different way, hitting the speed bag.
Yes, that is
very
true.
Intense is the word I would use.
And now, a very new blood to NXT, the new NXT, Cora Jade, the youngest female superstar to be on a professional wrestling brand. Now she has to verse someone as such high caliber as Shayna Baszler in this kind of match. I believe she has a very good chance here.
Yeah, I don't think it's absolutely out of the question. It's really going to come in. Will her inexperience come back to bite her, because she is fighting 2-on-1 potentially in a tables match against two very experienced opponents.
That is very true. Cora Jade, the absolute underdog in this matchup, going back to her old days of being a nice little skater girl. So will that kind of innocent, unexperienced superstar be her undoing as we see Dakota Kai come in? Damage Control member. She has a very good chance in this match as well. Making her way to the ring. She has shared the ring with Cora Jade before, and she's also shared the ring with Shayna Baszler before. So out of everyone looking at the other competitors in this ring, she has the most experience when it comes to the other two women, sorry. But when it comes to overall experience, that goes to Shayna Baszler.
Well, it may come to be more important that Kai has this experience because they have the in-ring scouting against both of these two, so they know those tendencies. They know how they're going to act. So they could better predict how these two will act against each other in this match.
That's true. The match is underway now. Cora Jade wasting no time trying to send Shayna into the ropes, and now unleashing a barrage of strikes straight to the skull, and Dakota Kai capitalizing with a drop kick. These three women can put as much pain as they want on each other, but all that matters is they grab those tables and put someone through it. That will classify them as the winner, and they will move on to Backlash, facing another woman to get the gold. Jesus. Dakota with the strikes to Cora. But Cora with the double drop kick straight to the face. There's a lot always happens when it comes to multi-man matches. It is hard to commentate, so I'm glad I have a partner here to kind of help constantly provide commentary where it is needed, because things can change in this match. Plethora of seconds, like Shayna Baszler using her MMA experience to take down Dakota Kai, but then Cora Jade immediately rushing to get that leverage back.
Smart move by Cora to try and catch Shayna off guard after performing a very attention-grabbing move.
Yes, that is very true. But now, these three women are just trying to wear each other down before the tables get involved. Shayna going from rope to rope, not being able to... actually trying to avoid all of the attacks. And now moving on to Dakota Kai. Actually, that's another thing to think about. Out of the three women that are in this match, there's only one that can call herself a former NXT champion, that being Shayna Baszler. So she is very familiar with the kind of stakes here, but these two are not. As Dakota Kai and Cora Jade, the two underdogs were trying to get tables, but Cora being stopped by Shayna.
Shayna has the experience, but everyone has to gain experience at some point. So you can't count them out, necessarily.
That is very true. We've seen very much from our opening match, Randy had the more experience than AJ, but AJ still being able to come out the victor. Dakota Kai has a table in the ring waiting for someone to come back in so she can place them through it, as Cora and Shayna are now fighting out of the ring as Dakota now goes outside to grab something from the ring. What is she going to grab? Oh dear God.
Cody's got that chair.
Oh, Jesus Christ. These three are doing move after move and just not staying down. Dakota's head went straight on. Oh, you could have not said it any better myself. But doesn't seem phased whatsoever. I was going to say another thing to be kind of happy about with thanks to Mr. Cena is we've gone back to the old black and gold days of NXT. I'm very happy about it. That logo is something that I really, really like to see each day as I walk into the building.
I'm glad to see it come back. I don't think it should have ever left in the first place.
That is very true, but we will see the kind of 2.0 logo at some point in the future because they are attached to some of the pay-per-views like New Year's Evil and In Your House. Which, might I add, each pay-per-view that we have foregone the days of the gigantic TV screen, and they have all new, impressive looks that will accompany each show to make sure that no one is ever bored while watching.
Good. I mean, I feel like in modern day we've gotten too used to just having generic sets for pay-per-views. It's good to have some variety back.
Absolutely. You can easily tell each arena apart from their new design. I was able to look at them myself. I just had, when I came in today, a folder on my desk just labeled to me Scott Silver, and I just had a look and it was all photos for all of the pay-per-views, and oh my gosh, they look amazing. Now, these three women not refusing to go back into the ring. They're just absolutely putting each other through pain on the outside, which is a really good strategy from all three of these women.
Gives them the opportunity with less risk of getting put through a table on the outside.
That is true. And seeing as all three of them are constantly on each other's hair, I don't think they'll have time to in the outside. Remember, since it's a tables match, there are no count-outs, there are no submissions, no pinfalls. It just matters that they put each other through the table. Sometimes that can be on purpose, sometimes it can be on accident. Case in point, Sheamus and John in that iconic match for the WWE Championship. It can always happen. As Dakota Kai now looks for another chair, bring it back into the ring. Being stopped by Shayna.
Shayna able to punch it out of her hands.
But will that be enough to stop a force like Dakota Kai, as now Cora being obliterated straight to the chest with a kick from the Cage Fighter. What is she planning to do now? Cora has her set up, but Shayna being able to get out.
Shayna.
Jeez, Dakota Kai. No one can ever not sleep on Dakota Kai. Ever since her time with Damage Control, she's kind of been put in the tag team scene, but no one ever kind of gives her credit for her amazing singles work.
Exactly, and this is her opportunity to prove that. This is her opportunity to show that she can be singles competition top tier.
And she does it too! Absolutely doing what we just said. Dakota Kai proving that she has what it takes. Cora was dazed in the corner. She took Shayna and planted her through the table, winning this match. Dakota Kai now moves on to face another woman for the NXT Women's Championship. It is going so good. It is going so good.
I know.
Oh dear God! Now this match. Prepare for me to yell very much. And now underway, we now have another NXT Championship qualifying match, and the man, the unhinged maniac, Jon Moxley, is here. This was a very big signing from Mr. Cena, being able to take someone who he shared the ring with before in the name of Dean Ambrose, now sending the absolute unhinged to the new NXT, buying out his AEW contract, but now he's here with a chip on his shoulder. I mean, this is actually a very fitting thing for him. His friend, his longtime partner, Seth frickin' Rollins, was the very first NXT champion, but Moxley's never held a belt at any point in his career, so it's only fitting that he gets a chance to win that belt tonight. But now he must go up against a competitor who I don't think will sleep on him. The American Nightmare, a second-generation superstar, a certain son of a plumber, Cody Rhodes, is here. After his return to WWE, Cody's been on a non-stop rampage, putting everyone in his place, putting his name, his legacy on show for everyone to see. Though he came up a little bit short against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39 for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship, he now has a chance to hold another World Championship into his accolade. He's a former Ring of Honor World Champion, a former New Japan United States Champion, a former AEW TNT Champion, but he has never held the World Championship that has ever formally belonged to the Big W. But now that NXT's branched off, now is his time to finish that chapter of his story and become NXT Champion.
A chance for him to add another piece of gold to his big collection.
Yes, absolutely. His wife, Brandy Rhodes, and his daughter looking on from the back. But now is his time. But remember, and this is something very big that people do not realize when it comes to this matchup specifically, is that these two are extremely familiar with one another. Similar to our first match, these two have shared the ring many, many times. Moxley now wasting no time trying to wear out Cody Rhodes. But Cody, these two are very, very different in the way that they fight. Cody is very, very particular. He's very, very precise in what he does. Where Moxley, he just decides to throw his hands and see what hits. He sends him hip toss. Cody looking for some kind of opening to try to wear down such a crazy force as Jon Moxley. These two are former world champions in multiple different brands, so it's only fitting that the winner, AJ Styles, and another man that will be determined next show for the vacant NXT Championship. As Moxley now trying to get some power in. Cody being able to throw it back into his face. Jesus Christ. And
it's hard to determine who has a distinct advantage in this match.
Very, very true.
Both men have extensive histories in title-type matches and big matches.
That is very true. These two know the kind of pressure it is to be in a contendership to a world championship. So it's only a matter of time to see who wins this match. This match could very much go on for a very, very long time. Cody is someone that's very, very known for not giving up. Where Moxley, sometimes I don't even believe he can give up. A deathmatch specialist versus a man who's draped in his heritage. He's the son of the American Dream, the natural icon, the very much a very big creative mind in making the original NXT, so it's only fitting that Cody would have an upper hand in this matchup, but Moxley may have the upper hand here as he gets a 2 count and a kick out. Moxley now working the shoulder. Thankfully, it's not the shoulder that he once ripped completely off his bone. Thankfully, it is not that one, but that doesn't diminish the fact that anything that Moxley does is an absolute killer, as he does the paradigm shift and a cover to Rhodes. And a kick out at 2. That could have been it. That could have been one of the fastest matches that we've seen here to date. But thankfully, Cody was able to kick out as Moxley now gets onto the top rope, looking for something big. What is he planning to do? And he sends Cody straight down. Jesus Christ.
Cody needs to get something going. He's taking a lot of punishment too early in this match.
Yes, it's very, very true. But the question is, can Cody find an opening for someone like Moxley? Thankfully, that members of the Blackpool Combat Club are not here to help Moxley in this endeavor, similar to Cody not having any of the Nightmare family here. But both of these two are on their own, but that doesn't really come into a factor here when it comes to these two men and their ability to absolutely take out the competition. Back inside the ring now. Cody being able to get Crossroads. And a kick out at 2. That was almost it. Cody absolutely furious that he was able to kick out of something like a Crossroads with the iconic drop down slap from Cody, taken from his brother Gold Dust. And now Moxley putting in some more of his punishment.
I'm wondering if we will see any of Goldust in the new NXT. I wonder if Cena has made a call up to him.
That's actually a really good thing to think about. I mean, it's definitely not something to dwell on as now Moxley goes for the cover. Elevated paradigm shift. And that is it. Moxley taking the win. That was an absolute battering that I don't think the American Nightmare was prepared for in this matchup. The elevated paradigm shift that got him the victory. Definitely something that everyone needs to watch out for, especially AJ Styles.
I mean, Rhodes got some momentum going, but it was just a little too late. It had already swung too far against him in Moxley's favor.
Yes, absolutely. Congratulations to Moxley. We will see him again at Backlash to fight for the NXT Championship. But now we have a bigger match to think about. Here we go. Big match time.
Big match time.
Big match time. And now, here we go, your main event for the evening. The prodigal son of NXT is back.
One of the most hated men currently. LA Knight.
That is very true. Like he just said, this is not a qualifying match. This is straight up for the NXT North American Championship. Like we talked about the other matches before this, LA Knight, someone who's only ever held the $1 Million Championship in NXT. He now has a chance to make history and be the very first NXT new North American champion. But he has his work cut out for him, as Mr. Tyler Bate is one of his opponents. Mr. NXT UK, a former NXT UK champion. He knows what it feels like to be a champion, and now he has a chance to solidify being an absolute mega star in becoming the new North American champion. This is going to be huge for him. Obviously, he's broken away. He is no longer part of the iconic team of Mustache Mountain. He is now in singles competition. So it's only fitting that he has his very first match for such a belt as this one.
Amazing opportunity for Bate.
Absolutely. He's never held this belt before, so he might have very much have his eyes set on this either in this match or possibly in the future if he doesn't win it tonight. It is very, very good chances for him. However, this man has held the belt before. The one and only Ricochet is now back in NXT. This absolute megastar. He's one of the best people to keep your eyes on in a match like this. He does all of his high-flying shenanigans. He is what we dub a flippy boy. But that doesn't diminish the fact that he has held this belt before, unlike every other member in this match. So he is probably the favorite to bet on when it comes to overall in-ring and superstar experience. However, he has to deal with the big names such as LA Knight and Tyler Bate. So it is very interesting to see if he can do this. But finally, oh boy. A very new star.
The Australian product, Grayson Waller.
Yeah, I was just about to name that, from the land of Sydney, Australia. Actually, he's from the same place that your biggest rival Liam Rogers is from, too. So, this is going to be very interesting for this young, amazing athlete to have such a chance at a belt like this. It is going to be very interesting to see if he can come out on top tonight. Grayson Waller, LA Knight, Ricochet, and Tyler Bate for the North American Championship. There it is, the belt itself. What's such an amazing belt design, some gold that could possibly be around any of these four men's waist. Match is now underway. LA Knight now taking on Ricochet, Tyler Bate taking on Grayson Waller. These two wasting absolutely no time on the enemies. Something that's going to be, like I said, in the triple threat, it's going to be very hard for us to commentate on this. And might I say, just for the viewers at home, Mr. Jace Gold has had to step some time away. He doesn't believe that he should be at the commentary desk at this moment in time, because he believes that he might get a little bit too greedy and interfere with this match. So I think it's a good call from him to know that he has limits. But now, these three men trying to absolutely just wear each other down. They've been at the bit waiting for this opportunity to crown a new North American champion. Once again, Ricochet trying to go for a pin early, and a kick out at 1 from Grayson Waller. Might I remind everyone, this is a elimination fatal 4-way, so it doesn't matter if one person gets a pinfall, you have to be the last man standing. Or so I'm told from my notes. I don't know if it is an elimination or not. This is just what has written down from me from Mr. Cena himself. And now Ricochet off the top ring apron, throwing on Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller absolutely getting some punishment dipped into him with a kick to the head. It's now Tyler Bate and LA Knight fighting off the apron on the side, and now throwing Tyler Bate straight into that ring post. Jesus Christ, now Grayson Waller getting in some power straight to Ricochet. Trying to get in that submission. But let's it go. LA Knight being taken up, being spun around by Tyler Bate. He might not know where he's at. Jesus Christ. And at the back the other way around. Oh God. He may be saying his yeah for many, many moments to come. Now that I don't believe he knows where he's at. But he gets immediately back up to stand against Bate. But gets thrown back inside the ring as now Grayson Waller and Ricochet over. But then being stopped by Tyler Bate. Grayson Waller now focusing on Bate as LA Knight goes back to Ricochet. Ooh. The sleeper hold, the Kukita clutch, as someone may have just gotten busted open. I can't really tell, like, from this angle I'm at. Ricochet being planted by LA Knight. Now LA Knight being taken on by Tyler Bate once more, being thrown into the ring post, but not for long as they meet again. Now Tyler Bate being held by LA Knight, but gets out of it just in time, as now Ricochet looks for a kendo stick. Where is he going to use it? Who's he going to hit? No, he throws it down. He doesn't believe it's necessary as he does the flip kick to Bate. LA Knight now trying to capitalize. Goes for the pin. But kick out at 2 from Ricochet. But a roll-up pin from Ricochet. But a kick out at 1. Oh, Ricochet putting Bate into those ropes. And LA Knight just throwing Grayson Waller around like a rag doll. The real question is who's going to get eliminated first. That's not a really nice thing to have happen in this kind of matchup. You never want to be eliminated first. As Tyler Bate is not able to get the springboard that he was looking for, as Grayson Waller now putting back his attention on Ricochet, but being stopped by Tyler Bate. That's a really good coincidence. I don't know why he did that as he goes straight. Maybe he wants to be the one to eliminate Ricochet, as both of them are now sharing the ring. Ricochet being stopped up by Bate. And Ricochet capitalizing on that big hold. But now Grayson Waller with the big slam. And friggin' LA Knight now with a roll-up. And a kick out at 2 that almost had Grayson Waller down for the count. But now LA Knight looking to finish it. There we go. LA Knight finishing Grayson Waller, but he able to being rolled out of the ring to recompose himself. Probably the best strategy that Grayson Waller could do after that kind of fiasco. Now coming back in the ring is now Ricochet not able to get his springboard. Grayson Waller now trying to put LA back down. A spinebuster from Ricochet, making him seem like a very big Triple H fan. But now, oh, Jesus Christ. spearing Hanakarana. But now Bates! Will that be enough? No, it's not. Ricochet was able to kick out, but able to stop Grayson Waller. All of these men want the eliminations for themselves. Does not matter who gets eliminated. It just matters that they're the one to do it. I think that's why they're breaking themselves up. But now, Ricochet, what is he planning to do now? Rolling into the ring with a stunner. That could be it for Grayson Waller. And a kick out at 2. Grayson Waller still in this matchup. And now putting his attention to Bate as both men are now rolled out of the ring. It's just Ricochet and Tyler Bate in this match. What is he looking for? Pele kick. An absolute somersault Pele kick. Very impressive to see. But now, oh, he may be going for another one. He could be very much being able to hear me at ringside. And Tyler Bate is now been eliminated. And now a Boston Crab from LA Knight. Ricochet tried to springboard and stop it, but he was able, unfortunate. Will Grayson Waller tap out? No, he isn't. He's able to get it back across. And now Ricochet trying to deliver some pain to LA Knight. I don't know, obviously Ricochet is still the favourite, but the fan favourite, undeniable, is LA Knight as he busts open Grayson Waller and smashes down Ricochet. Grayson Waller kicking up, being unfazed as Tyler Bate now walks by. Being eliminated in this matchup, he really wants people to move and get out of his way. He doesn't want to stay in this area anymore. Jesus, Ricochet showing his veteran activity right there, slamming them down. But remember, they have to get back into the ring to get that pinfall to continue this matchup. But Ricochet then being slammed down by LA Knight, and again by Grayson Waller being able to capitalize on both of them two fighting. They simply just need to beat each other up. Wear each other down. Ricochet with a flying forearm straight to Waller. Throwing Grayson out of the way. Able to get that suplex right to LA Knight. These guys need to get back into the ring if anything wants to happen when it comes to that amazing dropkick straight to Grayson Waller by LA Knight. LA Knight trying to get some control back into this matchup. Now delivering some chops to Ricochet. What is LA Knight trying to do? Send Ricochet down. That's what. Able to stop Grayson Waller. But then Waller sending him back down. This is still a very evenly match for the North American Championship. Unfortunately, Tyler Bate not being able to smell the gold. But now it's down to these three men who are absolutely putting each other through hell to get this belt. And now Grayson sending him through to the steel steps. LA Knight capitalizing with a clothesline to Ricochet. Now Ricochet looking for a weapon with a steel chair has been found. LA Knight able to hit it out of his arms. What is he going to do? Going over to Grayson Waller. Flying forearm once more. These three are just putting each other through absolutely hell. And now, swinging DDT from Ricochet. That could very much be it with a super kick to LA Knight. He just needs to throw them into the ring and get the pin. And he could be crowned the new North American Championship. But now being thrown into the steps by LA Knight. And just behind the neck breaker from Grayson Waller. Dropkick to Ricochet. Just when it seems that one man has this match completely in his palm, another man just absolutely takes it from him. LA Knight now with that chair straight to the skull of Grayson Waller, now slamming it straight to the body of Grayson. And a rolling stunner for LA Knight, slamming back into that steel chair, sorry. But while I was saying that, Grayson Waller performed a low blow straight to Ricochet. Slamming LA Knight, stopping the kick from Ricochet. These guys really need to get back into the ring and finish off this match. They can't stay on the outside forever as much as everyone would love them to. Grayson now having control, telling them that enough is enough. And a slam. Straight side hit. LA Knight now sending Waller down. Doing his signature LA Knight motion. And a slam straight to Ricochet. These guys are getting further and further up the entrance ramp by the seams of it. Ricochet finally sending LA Knight back into the ring. What does he do here? And a low blow from LA Knight straight to Ricochet. That's his second low blow to Ricochet tonight. And a kick out. He's still able to stay in there. LA Knight absolutely furious, looking to put him away. But a drop kick from Grayson Waller stops. And a spinning neck breaker from Grayson stops LA Knight dead in his tracks. All of these three men know what's at stake. A chance to put their name in history as the first North American champion of the new NXT as Grayson Waller goes the top rope looking for the flying leg drop straight to LA Knight. And a 2 count. LA Knight still in this. And now Ricochet doing the fancy move that I like so much. It's almost like he can hear me. Jeez. And a sucker punch straight to LA Knight as an insurance measure. What is Ricochet planning to do? Doesn't matter because LA Knight gaining control again. And just, Jesus Christ, LA Knight trying to put as much pain into Ricochet as possible, trying to get him to stay down as now Grayson Waller enters the fray again, but being stopped by LA Knight with a neck breaker. What does LA Knight do now? Both men are on the ground. Never mind, Ricochet getting back up. His performance now going back to... There we go! Going for the pin. And Ricochet's out. Both new members with the rolling stunner. Never mind to LA Knight. Will that be enough? Will Grayson Waller walk away the victor? And he doesn't. LA Knight holding on to any cusp of breath that he has left. Waller, Knight, both of these two men very, very prominent in the 2.0 style of NXT. Now they have a chance to capture a belt that they've previously never won. And another slam from LA Knight to Grayson Waller. Will that be enough? And a kick out from Waller. Waller busted open. He must be fading. He must almost be finished. LA Knight looking for something, looking to put him away. And the knee lariat combination. What is he doing? He's setting something up. LA Knight maybe just doing his... There it is! The slam from the skull. Your new North American champion, LA Knight. What an effort from the four of these men. Tyler Bate leaving first. Straight after that, from LA Knight went Ricochet. Grayson Waller's gonna intervene, but then he realized that Final 2 was better than Final 3. But then, finally, a slam to the skull. Congratulations, LA Knight, the new NXT North American Champion. Congratulations to this man. That is it. I have been Scott Silver. I'm sending a message from Jace Gold. We will see you when we see you. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.